Straight from the heart of Hollywood, California, welcome to the Early Late Night Show. Here's your host, DIXIE D'Amelio.
Hello everyone, it is DIXIE D'Amelio back with another The DIXIE D'Amelio Early Late Night Show episode. Today we have a very special guest, the most specialist of guests, Heidi D'Amelio. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So today it was supposed to be you and Dad, but he has diverticulitis.
Yeah.
No, okay, that's funny that I said that. If you were here around a year ago or over a year ago, Charlie went on
Charlie outed his digestive issues on
national television.
On the Kelly and Ryan show.
Was he even there?
He had diverticulitis. Yeah, he was there. And so we had to cancel going to Louisiana for Thanksgiving because he was in the hospital with diverticulitis.
And she brought it up.
Yes.
And
I don't know
all
how that happened.
Just looked at each other like...
He was like, okay.
What did she just say?
And now you just did it again.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyway, so he will not be here today, sadly. But let's get to know you today. I feel like you...
I feel like you don't know me.
I know you more than you think.
Oh, okay.
You grew up in Louisiana. What was that like, growing up there?
Growing up in Louisiana? It was fun. We lived in the middle of nowhere. I don't know if you knew this. Our road, when we moved, my mom and dad physically built the house that I grew up in, so that was cool. And that's where I grew up mostly. But there was a gravel road. We didn't have phone lines in our neighborhood. It wasn't even a neighborhood. There were like 3 houses on the street. But it was cool because we lived in the country, and there was like wild blackberry bushes that we would pick. We would ride our go-karts and 3-wheelers. There was a little pond. We would go fishing. It was just so much fun. And I feel like growing up, we've gone there so many times, and you go and you do those things with your cousins, and you love it. I mean,
yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. You went from Louisiana to New York.
New York City.
Why did that happen?
So I graduated high school. I was dabbling in college. It kind of wasn't for me, but I felt like I had to try. So I actually started modeling when I was 19. There was a modeling agency in my hometown of Lafayette. A friend of mine, who's still my closest friend, who was just in town, Kelly Brubacher, she was like, let's move to New York City. And I was like, I was 25. I was 24 at the time. She had just turned 18. And I was like, how do you even do that? Like, I felt like I was super immature for a 24-year-old. When I see you and your sister and your friends are doing huge things, I don't know, like I think back, like I could have never done what you guys are doing at that age. So I was 24, and I had moved out of my mom and dad's house, and then I think I moved back. So I felt that at the time, people didn't really move away. Like, that's where your family is, that's where you stay, and you raise your family. And so I felt like I was a little bit at a crossroads. I felt like if I didn't do it then, that opportunity, that I was never going to do it. And so I was like, all right, let's go. So I moved on my 25th birthday. I actually missed my flight because I went out partying the night before and overslept. So I moved the day after my birthday. I started working at a gym and to pay the bills, and then I modeled. The modeling never paid the bills, but I had fun with it, and I did all that. So, and then I met your dad. And here we are.
And here we are. I think we skipped some steps, but yes. When you met my father, your husband, you had a shaved head, right?
I did. I had shaved my head in September, and we met in October. I had wanted to shave my head for a long time, and my sister is a hairdresser, and she was like, the back of your head is really flat. I do not advise that you shave your head. But I was like, but I can't see it, so I don't really care. And I just thought it would be cool. I always had really long hair, and I just thought it would be fun and cool, and I did it. So Kelly, my friend and roommate, we got a 6-pack of beer and a large pizza, and we went out on the sidewalk of our apartment building, and she shaved my head. And then the next morning I was like, what did I do? I thought I was going to get fired from the gym. I had never lived in a big city before, so I felt like if I would have done that in a small town, that would have been
a big deal.
A really big deal. Like what is wrong with you? There must be something wrong with you. Like, nobody does that. And so I went to work. I called in and I was like, I have to tell you something. I did something and I don't know, like, if y'all are gonna let me work here anymore. And he was like, well, what did you do? I was like, I shaved my head. And he's like, okay, what? I was like, that's okay. I can still work here. He's like, like, doesn't matter. And I love that. I love that, living in a big city and like anything goes. But that was as far as I got. But your dad met me. I was buzzed. And I don't know. He just didn't care. It wasn't like a thing.
Yeah. So I actually got a text this morning from your mom, and she says she watched the show and she loves it. So hi, Matt, if you're watching it.
She loves everything you guys are doing. When we went home for Christmas, I think you and Charlie were shocked how into social media my mom is. And if you would know my mom, that's not her thing. But I think, obviously, if you guys weren't a part of it, she wouldn't be into it. But she, we don't get to see her that often. So she's really taken it up as her hobby now. Like, she loves social media. She's 83.
And she's not like that at all. But last time we went, she was like, I like Noah and his roommate Blake, and Noah's cousin is so funny. I saw them in a live.
She knows everybody's name. She's like,
and he's like, Noah's sister Tatum is crazy. She's so funny. I'm like, how do you know this?
And then she was like, I know, you could tell, like, I'm just from videos I've seen, like, Chase has been through a lot, and then Avani, like, she seems like so reserved, but like, oh my God, that Maddie is crazy.
I know. It's so funny because she's never been like that, really.
Right. I feel like, so as you know, your grandfather and my dad passed away, but I feel like if he were here, the two of them would be nonstop. Like, it's sad that she's kind of on her own doing it, but she'll text me and be like, what happened? Is this real or whatever? But it's so cool that she like loves everything you guys are doing.
Charlie and I were a lot growing up. You can't deny it. We were a lot. I feel like not even like normal lot. It was just like random things that made us a lot.
I disagree with that. I think
I'm a lot.
You guys were very well behaved. You're very different. This was you from the time before you could walk. It was always full on, like jumping from the back of the sofa to like here, like, it's fine, I can do it. Like, you just never had fear to a point where, 12 concussions later, here we are. And so it was so much like you didn't have fear that you would get hurt a lot. So that was a thing. We were in the emergency room a lot of stitches, and that part of it was a lot. And Charlie was, your a lot was you were getting hurt a lot. Charlie's a lot was everything was a debate. And I was not used to that, especially after having you, because I was like, oh, can we just do it tomorrow? And you're like, yeah, sure. You're little. And Charlie would give you a PowerPoint presentation of why we had to go to the park today. And that was hard for me but we worked well together, and Charlie and your dad worked well together.
Yes.
Because he would be like, yeah, I like what you did there. I understand. Okay, yeah, let's do it. And you were just like.
Now that we're out in LA, we've obviously been doing everything and anything. But some of the main things, you started a podcast with Dad.
Yes.
It's so funny. It's very interesting.
Have you listened to it? Be honest.
Yes.
I feel like if you'd have listened to it, you would have called me up a couple times and been like, I can't believe you were talking about that.
No, I don't. I like what you talk about.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want to talk about anything specific?
It's just all of it is really good.
Like, just like specifically.
I can't listen to podcasts. I cannot. Like, the fact that there's no visual to it, I'm like,
I know.
Some people really enjoy it, and that's why Charlie and I do it, because like people like listening. I can't do something without a visual. I could watch a podcast. I could listen to a podcast and then watch Netflix and listen to it in the background. I can't.
I wanted to do like a video podcast,
like on YouTube.
Yeah, but I don't know. It just never happened. But I would like
watch
to do that. All right, if we do that, you watch it. You know how many times in all the episodes we've probably, I can't even tell you how many times we said, do you think Dixie's going to hear this? Like, no way is she listening. We're like, all right, let's just go. It's nothing bad. We would never be disrespectful to you or your sister, but we do talk about you guys. So yeah, our podcast and our Hulu show. How do you like filming that?
I've loved filming. I mean, obviously some days are harder than others because I'm like in tears, and then they're like, "Can we film this?" I'm like, "Sure, I don't know." But I think I only cried once.
Me too.
I think this show is going to be good for the people that support us. I think it's going to be interesting for the people who don't know us, and fun to pull apart for the people who hate us.
Yeah.
So look out for the D'Amelio show that should be coming out later this year. So it's crazy that summer's almost here. It has always been my favorite season, but I am extra excited for this summer with backyard barbecues, movie nights, baseball games, and family beach visits, all of the things. When I think of summer, I think of laying by the pool, eating ice cream, making s'mores at the bonfire, and so many other summer moments that are better when you have an ice-cold Coke. I love Coca-Cola, and in celebration of summer, you'll start to see new 20-ounce Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola Zero Sugar bottles on shelves with poems on the label. These bottles encourage people to open them up and experience all the summer feels. Keep an eye out for the new Coke bottles out on shelves all summer long. So we have 2 bottles right here.
Thank you.
My poem says, double feature, crank the AC, open a Coke, and finish all 3.
Mine says, salty popcorn, Coke real fizzy, movie marathon, my kind of busy.
Oh, these are so cute.
I know, they are so cute. Cheers.
All right, everyone, now it is time for our game. So today we are going to be building summer food items together, and whoever finishes putting them together first and bringing them to the table is Coca-Cola Summer Queen. So each table represents a different summer activity: baseball games, bonfire, pool day. So fastest person wins. My mother says that she's at a disadvantage since she's wearing heels, so I will allow her to take off the shoes.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Okay, yeah.
How confident are you?
I feel like I'm pretty fast.
Oh, why are you taking your shoes off? You're wearing sneakers.
Oh.
That doesn't make sense.
Okay.
No, let's do the same. Take them off.
I'll take them all.
Same.
I feel like I'm gonna be fast, but I'm messy.
I feel like this is gonna be hard to keep it neat, but
yeah.
Does presentation matter?
Presentation does not matter.
Okay.
Unless there's a tie at the end.
Unless there's a tie.
Ooh. There's not gonna be a tie.
There's not gonna be a tie.
3, 2, 1, go!
It's
open. Let's go. What the hell do you do with a pickle on a hot dog? Got the snacks, got the pack, forgot the sauce, got the pack,
forgot your Coke, forgot the Coke, gotta head back. Ah! No! I'm slipping. Ah!
Going down, little girl. Wait, how do you put this together? I'm sweating. Wait, are you putting
warm fire, cold Coke, scary skies, fireflies. I don't know. No, my Coke broke. Since we're on for months on Coke and hand beans and
dang it! Where did I get tripped up?
Thank you so much, Coca-Cola, for sponsoring this episode of the Early Late Night Show. Don't forget to keep an eye out for the 20-ounce Coca-Cola bottles this summer. This was a mess, but I am the Coca-Cola Summer Queen.
Congratulations.
But
high five.
you are a queen. We're all queens. Yay! Thank you so much, Mom, for being a guest on the Dixie D'Amelio show. Usually this is the time where she would sign the wall, but
I already signed the wall.
she already signed it. I got too excited, had her sign it early. But if you want to add to it, you can.
I'm going to do some shading.
Okay.
How's that?
Shade it. Shade it out.
Shade it up.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this week's episode of the Early Late Night Show with Dixie. I will see you all next time. Bye.
Coming up next week on the Early Late Night Show.
And today we have a special guest, Olivia O'Brien. Have you had a crazy fan experience?
This random girl, she came up to me. I'm not even kidding, this is like the craziest story ever.